Okay, I'm going to explain what dogmatism is, what it means from the Pyrrhonistic point of view. And this is Pyrrho of Elis, original Pyrrho, but I happen to agree. Okay, you can read this in Outlines of Pyrrhonism by Sextus Empiricus. All right? With me so far? All right, now, Sextus sets up dogmatism as related to certainty. If you have an idea about nature and you're certain that it's true, instead of holding it as a theory, that means you're not open to new evidence. You believe in faith. Faith in, for example, a priori principles. 2 plus 2 equals 4. So if a spaceship is going, 200,000 miles an hour in that direction, and another one's going, 200,000 miles in that direction, then the one should see the other going 400,000 miles an hour away from them. It's not true because of relativistic time dilation. You have to apply math. Even it is not dogmatically true, where you can just say, of course it's going to apply to every situation. It is universal. No, it's not universal. It requires qualifications. What to what? 2 apples? 2 feet? Okay. All right, now I see the possibility of you understanding baby steps. People that get their truth from an institution or a book or something they just rely on instead of evidence. It has nothing to do with with whether or not the dogmatist is correct in what they believe. This is a meta. Skepticism is about how we think, not what we think. It's about how we think, not what we think. So our complaint as skeptics about dogmatism is everything is theoretical. There is no complete analysis system. Every system could be better informed because there's infinite details and no system has done infinitely correct classification. And even if they did, there would be alternate classifications that could also be complete, just like Cartesian versus radial versus hyperbolic coordinates. They can all be complete. So we know that there's more adjusting to do based on a continual stream of information that we as living creatures get by definition. And therefore we predict and know from history, dogmatic systems fail. They have to ignore facts to survive at some point. When they're young and they're taking in new facts and they're growing, they're saying, hey, we can understand everything. We're Newtonian mathematics, the whole world. Just give me a lever and I can predict everything. Just give me more information. And then they get up to the edge of it and it's like, holy shit, the facts say something different. Well, scientists were using a non-dogmatic epistemology. So they were able to survive that threshold. And instead of ignoring those facts forever, yes, things are called enigma. A way to ignore facts if you want to say enigma aren't important. But scientists don't say that. They say enigma are super important. We don't know what to make of it yet, but they remember and they show their students, look at this weird thing, and eventually it gets explained and the enigma becomes explicable, becomes a part of the system. Okay, because of the way we're thinking non-dogmatically. So that's the complaint, is to think non-dogmatically. You might jump from a dogma of theism to a dogma of anti-theism, where you make a church out of secular humanism. Congratulations, you took a step forward. If you take it skeptically, you'll be able to make it past the next threshold. Of course there's another threshold. There is always another threshold. Assume that. You might not want to take it. Maybe you're an old man or woman and you are done stepping over thresholds. You just want to relax now. You're 104 years old, for God's sake. But it's still going to be there. Don't forget. And you can more comfortably choose a place to stop and make camp, realizing with humility the skeptical reality. But if you're Mr. I want to get the right idea, then be prepared to move on yet again. And jumping from a dogma to a dogma to a dogma to a dogma, this is like revolution, where a new set of guys with the more, fancier guns come in and take over and do the same shit they did last time. Right? It's dogma to dogma to dogma. We need to get to a skepticism, to a true skepticism. Again, it doesn't matter if you're rational. That's not enough. You can be rational, but filtering out important data. The skepticism relies not only on logic and rationality and being reasonable, having reasons, but that those reasons are material. They're things that are sensed, ideally sensed in a way you can tell somebody else how to go sense it. Yeah, those guys are burning the bridge down. Go down and check. Yeah, I went down there. The bridge is being burned down. Facts, shared perceptions that are shareable. Science is just a gimmick for making sure that all the perceptions that are relied upon are shareable. That's what experiments are. Do you understand all this? Because this is baby talk. Okay, this is what dogmatism is really about, the technical version. Okay?